Hello, and welcome back to the Abundant Living University. I'm your host, Glenn Ullman. Today's topic will be centered around both living and university, and it starts with a quote from the great football coach, Vince Lombardi. Somebody sent this to me the other day, and it says, "Fatigue makes cowards of us all. Fatigue makes cowards of us all." And I think it's especially relevant today when we have this constant drumbeat of everything that's wrong in the world, and the euro, and markets, and Occupy Wall Street, and the Tea Party, problems around the world. And to remember back, and I got this story from a client of ours who lived as a child in Great Britain, in London, during the Great Blitz of World War II. And she remembers the bombs exploding as they rushed down into the fallout shelters. And there were two things that she remembered after the war was over that she shared with me recently. The most interesting thing to me is this is a woman who, as a child, she and her sister were evacuated, left their parents and was evacuated to the north of London. So her sense of balance and perspective is very keen. And she said that the day the war ended, they crowded around the radio and Churchill announced the defeat of Germany. And for the first time in literally 6 years, they could open their curtains at night and let the street lights in. Because, of course, during the war, their blackout curtains had to be shut extra tight. If there was even any light seeping through across a seam, a warden would come by and knock on their door, and they'd have to straighten the curtain. So for the first time in 6 years, they could look out, they could see the moon, they could see other lights across the street. It was a memory above all else that she remembered. The second memory she had was that 2 years after the war ended, 1947, sugar had been rationed throughout the war since 1939 for a total of 8 years. And for the first time in 8 years, the sweet shops where British people would go to get their candy reopened. And she said the lines to the sweet shop stretched miles through the village as people lined up for their first sweets in so many years. So let us not forget that there is a perspective to the things that go on in our daily lives, most of which we will never remember. And remember also Lombardi's quote about fatigue making cowards of us all. Let's make sure we all get enough rest and exercise and balance so that moving forward we can recognize all the great things that are going on and work to improve those that are not going as well. As always, I welcome your thoughts and comments, and we'll see you again soon.